Thanks for stopping by for an episode of Ask the Detective. My name is Desmond P. Ryan, and I'm a retired Toronto Police Detective and current member of the Crime Writers of Canada. Having been a cop for almost 30 years and having been a detective for 15 of those years, I know a lot about crime investigations, dead bodies, and all sorts of things in between that you, as a crime writer, may be curious about. And that's what we're going to talk about here. As a member of the Crime Writers of Canada, I know a little bit about crime writing, and I'm writing the Mike O'Shea crime fiction series. Oh, don't know if you can see that. There it is. That's the first in the series. That was a very, very gentle plug for my first book, available on Amazon and Kobo, and the Mary Margaret Light fiction series that'll be available to you as soon as the series gets picked up by a publisher. Now, if you have a question to ask me that will help you write your crime stories, and you're a member or associate member of the Crime Writers of Canada, send me an email at des@realdesmondryan.com. Don't worry, I'll put it down below, and I'll answer it in an upcoming video. And I'll also put the link below to the Crime Writers of Canada so that you can join. Crime Writers of Canada does all kinds of really great things, as well as being able to get together with fellow crime writers. There's events, there's awards, balloons, cake, fantastic. And if for no other reason than to ask me a question, well worth joining. I'll put a link to my website below as well, realdesmondryan.com, so that you can check out my other books and sign up for my very infrequent newsletter. And you can follow me on Twitter at realdesmondryan. That's my Twitter handle. In the meantime, let's get going. Okay, I'm going to try and do this all in one. So if I'm bouncing around, I am. And we'll just adjust. All right, so very first question comes from Alison Bruce, the Executive Director of the Crime Writers of Canada, which is another reason to join so that you can hang out with Alison Bruce, just saying. So Alison's question is, what are the biggest differences between Canadian investigative procedure and American investigative procedure? Now, before I get going, you're probably saying, yeah, but Des, I'm not writing a police procedural. I don't care. Well, actually, you do. No, you say, I don't care. In fact, I'm writing a cozy. I don't really have to worry about procedures that much. Or I'm writing a legal thriller. Regardless of what genre or subgenre you're writing, when you're dealing with any kind of criminal investigation, it's really important, if you want to sound like you know what you're doing, to know what procedures to follow. And so consider where you're going to be putting your crime fiction. Where is it going to occur? All right. So one of the big differences between American procedures and Canadian procedures that I can think of is our gun laws. Very, very different. Then go and think about if you're doing something that you're going to set in the UK, if you're doing something set in Ireland, if you're doing something set in Sweden. My advice to you would be, before you start to write your crime novel or legal thriller, is consider what legal implications are involved, what investigations are going to occur, and then look to wherever it is that you're setting your story, find out what their procedures are so that you can follow them, so you can make sense. An example of something I was reading recently was, fantastic book. The only issue was that when it came to releasing the body, the author was really, really clear that it was the police who released the body. In Canada, it is the office of the coroner that releases the body, right? The police don't do that. It sounds like a really niggly little detail, but let's face it, when we're writing crime fiction, we can expect our readers to suspend belief a little bit. And depending on what subgenre you're doing, the suspension is greater, but every reader hits that point where they say, that's it. I don't believe it. I don't buy it. I'm putting down the book. I'm gone, and I don't believe or buy you, which is a bad thing as an author who would like to have people believe and buy our books. So I hope that was helpful. Please feel free to add something in the comments below. Of course, reach out to me at des@realdesmondryan.com, and be sure to check out the Crime Writers of Canada. It has been really, really great being here, and I look forward to more questions, more opportunities for us to get together. And until that time, be safe and write on.